Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Before I forget, please subscribe, like this channel, and of course, share with your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 3 weeks, ever since President Trump has assumed office, there's been a huge action out there in the United States, and I've been speaking about it on this media, wherever you are listening to me right now on this channel. But beyond it, there are a lot of things that happened in the last 3 to 4 days which kind of brought me to the fore and wanted to speak to you about it. And I always wondered if you could replicate what President Trump was doing in the US, a part of it, 10% of what he's doing there in the US and India. Today, I'm happy to note that the government of India has finally cracked down and is going to crack down hard on illegal immigrants into India. The fine is a paltry 5 lakhs for illegal entry through an airport or a port of call. Small amount, but the intent is big. But beyond it, I want Prime Minister Modi to do one thing. I know he won't directly see my video, but if somehow somebody tells him what to do, it is to bring in efficiency into the government departments. We need an Elon Musk here. We need a DOGE here, Department of Government Efficiency, as they do it in the US. We need to do a complete audit, an honest audit of what our government departments do, what our government organizations do, what our PSUs do, how much of money is wasted where. I'm sure 10 to 30% of the money that goes into this huge black hole of what we call bureaucracy just disappears. Nobody knows who's doing what. What are the outcomes of that money that is being invested? Just yesterday, we saw the chief of the Indian Air Force cribbing about the fact that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is not delivering Tejas in time. And that is a sheer waste to get it even now, because the squadrons are dwindling by the dozen. HAL is just one example of it. There are hundreds of other organizations which are doing the same thing, where money is being pumped in like a white elephant. Sad, there are many other organizations like ISRO or BHEL or many others whom I can't even remember right now, but there are hundreds of them who are doing very well too at the same time. Why is it that some organizations are able to do extremely well, government organizations, where others are falling by the wayside? We need to have a complete audit, and it needs to start as soon as possible. There will be a huge pushback. Mark my word, there will be a huge pushback, not from the opposition party. They will anyway complain and crib about it, but from the bureaucrats themselves. They don't want their cozy kingdom to be disturbed. But Prime Minister Modi, who has done so much of work over the last 10 years and now 6 months, should crack down hard. Get a set of people who are not a part of the government machinery, like what they did in the US, like what Elon Musk has done. And President Trump kind of still believes and backs him to the full, and that is very important. Whoever is going to take up the task needs to have the eyes, ears, and of course the support of Prime Minister Modi, because that's very important. There's a complete audit that has been done at the central level and at the state level to see where the taxpayers' money is going, where the hard-earned money of the taxpayer which is being given to the government of India, where is it going down. And when I say taxpayer, it doesn't mean just the income taxpayer. Every person who buys a soap or a shoe or a shirt or even a foodstuff pays GST. And that's a huge amount every month. And that's also technically a tax. So our taxpayers' money should be only going into organizations which are producing results. We don't want white elephants. We don't want the corrupt eating away our money. The huge amount of corruption that we saw in the defense sector has been cut down to a large extent now in the last decade. But still there is corruption in the defense department, especially, I don't want to name it, but the couple of departments which are sourcing departments for the defense is still corrupt. They have nothing to do with the Army or the Air Force or the Navy. They are kind of out of it, but they are an adjunct part of it. Then there is the education department. We don't know who is doing what. There are hundreds of research departments of different things, right from agriculture. And the farmers need to get it. I don't know what those research people are doing. Is it benefiting the farmers? I fail to understand. Then there's petroleum. Then there is natural gas. There is a lot of it. There's information technology. Let us audit every government department honestly, truthfully. Go through it. I mean, Elon Musk is using all the technology tools. He's digging into it using AI. That's very important because it's physically impossible to sit there and look at each file. And he discovered today, and he was talking about it, that many of the US retirees, the government department, those who retire, have a number fixed every month. I heard him as saying 10,000 retire at the maximum. When he asked why 10,000, they said they store the files in a limestone mine so that the files don't get spoiled. Imagine we are in the 2025 right now, and this particular procedure started in the 1950s. Storing files of these people, the HR files, in a limestone mine. I mean, are we living in a modern era? I mean, this is happening in the US, by the way. And I'm sure even in India, something similar is happening. There are so many employees, we don't even know who they are. In the US, Elon Musk was speaking today in the Oval Office about the fact that there was payments being made in the US to people who are 150 years old. They are dead and gone, but the payments are still being made, the social security benefits. We had Manrega here, which had huge corruption scandals till the Modi government came in and sorted it out. We had a public distribution scheme, which was a mess. The DBS brought in the direct benefit transfer through the Jan Dhan Yojana has kind of cleaned up a lot of stuff. Famously, as Rajiv Gandhi said, if you send 1 rupee from Delhi, only 15 paisa reaches the final beneficiary in the state. That is not there anymore, thanks to Modi government's Jan Dhan Yojana. But there is again huge amount of improvement that is needed. Healthcare, rural roads, infrastructure, everything needs to be audited. Let Modi ji start this in an honest way. Bring in professionals, bring in people who are ready to spend their time, say for 6 months to 1 year to do this effort. Bring in technology, that's very important. And then we will see results, and possibly we'll see hundreds and thousands of crores being saved for the government of India. That is your money and my money, which is going in a tax format. Let's start, Modi ji. Shuru kare kahin to bhi. And surely this will rake in the results. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.